She handed me a brochure titled, Understanding Your Career Path, right after denying my raise, belittling my work, and calling me junior staff like it was a permanent stain. I didn't argue. I didn't cry. I just walked out of that office with a silent promise. You'll remember this face again, just not the way you expect. They didn't fire me with fanfare. They didn't need to. It was the kind of dismissal that slips through the cracks, quiet, polite, and as cruel as a paper cut. Denise from HR called it a career development conversation. She wore that neutral expression HR professionals save for funerals and redundancies. I walked in with a 14-page portfolio. Every project I'd touched, every system I'd patched, every dollar I'd saved them by quietly fixing what others ignored. I didn't want a promotion. I asked for a salary correction, not out of entitlement because I had proof. But that wasn't what stung. What cut was the tone. When Denise leaned forward and said, "Sweetheart, this is a corporate office, not Shark Tank. We don't negotiate with junior staff." I didn't need to ask her to repeat it. That line echoed like steel. Junior staff. As if every weekend login, every emergency fix, every late night I gave to protect their fragile architecture didn't matter. As if I was tolerated, not respected. They mistook my silence for weakness. But silence isn't surrender. It's focus. I thanked her, not because I was grateful, because I was done. That evening, I walked past the whiteboard I cleaned every Friday, past the leadership posters I designed but was never credited for, past my manager watching a training video for a tool he'd never deploy. No one looked up. No one noticed. And that told me everything. I packed my bag with a calmness that surprised me. I left behind the company mug, but I took what mattered. My notes, my documentation, my knowledge. The blueprint of every broken system I had rebuilt without recognition. I didn't slam doors. I didn't send angry emails. I left exactly the way they treated me. Like I didn't matter. But I knew better. Because people like me don't make noise. We make moves. I didn't look for a bigger company. I looked for a smarter one. That's when I found Leoratech. No slogans. No influencer culture. Just a quiet cybersecurity firm that solved problems instead of marketing them. I emailed them directly. The CTO responded. Not a recruiter, not a bot, Tim. "I've seen your name before," he said. "Thought you were higher up." That almost made me laugh. It was the kindest thing anyone in tech had said to me in years. We didn't talk about salary. He sketched a whiteboard of their system. I pointed out 4 flaws in under 10 minutes. "When can you start?" he asked. That was all I needed. Not a pedestal, just someone who listened. I joined as a contractor, but they didn't treat me like one. Week 1, I redesigned their vendor authentication model. Week 2, they gave me full audit access. By the end of the month, I was just Carla, the one who gets it done. And the irony? Everything I was building, I'd already built once before. The difference? Now, someone saw me do it. I wasn't out for revenge. Not yet. But every system I designed remembered what went wrong the last time. Every process I improved carried a scar from the old job. At Leoratech, I didn't just rebuild. I prepared. And one day it happened. A mid-sized data migration project came up. Guess who the competition was? My old company. They came in with polished slides and buzzwords. We came in with a working demo, a roadmap, and answers. We won. And when I saw their name on the pitch deck, I didn't flinch. I kept my camera off and let the work speak. Clients started to notice. We were clean, fast, and reliable. Every pain point we solved, it traced back to the same ghosts I'd left behind. Eventually, our legal team flagged similarities in the competitors' proposals. "These workflows look familiar," one analyst said. Of course they did. I had written both. One for them, unpaid and invisible. One for us, respected and real. Then came the big one, a massive government integration bid. 7 figures. 3 years. Credibility changing. Final 2 competitors. Leoratech and my old company. Their proposal was exactly what I expected. Stock graphics, vague mission statements, a case study I personally had written but never got credit for. And there she was, Denise, clipboard in hand, same smug posture. She didn't recognize me at first. But the moment I started answering questions about audit compliance, patching failure points, and real-world breach recovery, the air shifted. "How did you anticipate this failure mode?" one executive asked. I looked him in the eye and said, "Because I've seen it before, and I fixed it." That's when Denise looked at me. Her expression didn't change, but her posture did. Still, rigid, trying not to crack. Their team fumbled their presentation. They were asked about credential delegation under pressure. They stuttered. Whispers. Panic. Meanwhile, we closed our pitch with a live performance audit. 3 scenarios. Emergency load balancing. Compliance breaches. Our system passed. They're stalled. The committee didn't hesitate. We'll be moving forward with Leoratech, effective immediately. No applause. Just execution. Back at the hotel, there was no celebration. Just quiet toasts, signed emails, and satisfaction. But for me, the real moment came when I opened my inbox. "Brad, my old manager. Saw your name on the call. Congrats. Maybe we could." I didn't finish the sentence. "Denise," longer, polished, insincere. "It's clear you've made significant progress. We'd love to explore collaboration, maybe even something permanent with a title and compensation to match." Same font, same HR footer, same tone. I archived it, didn't screenshot it, didn't forward it, because silence is heavier than a reply. Then came one final message from the VP of Operations, the man who once told me I needed to mature into my potential. Just one line. "Perhaps we misjudged your scope." My scope, like I was a blurry lens, not a human being. I didn't reply. They knew. Every time a client asked, "Can we have the person from Leoratech on this call?" Every time they opened a system and didn't know how it worked. Because they never built it. They inherited it from me. My revenge wasn't dramatic. It was surgical. I let them talk to my shadow while I moved on without them. The last message I opened was from a junior engineer. 3 words. "You were right." That night, I set my LinkedIn to private. Not to hide, to remind them. They're not invited anymore. I never meant to destroy anyone. That's the part they'll never understand. They'll tell themselves I plotted this, that I joined a competitor to humiliate them. But the truth? I just wanted to be seen. Not applauded. Not idolized. Just seen. When they refused to look, I found someone who did. And everything that followed, the contract, the shift, the messages they now regret, that wasn't my plan. That was gravity. The collapse of a structure built on arrogance and assumption. They called me junior, thinking it would shrink me, as if titles make truth. But some of us don't need validation to build power. We just need space. And when we get it, we don't look back. We build better. And if the people who once erased you show up at your door again, you don't raise your voice. You raise the bar.